Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Tumbler tutorial. In this video, we're going to make a rainbow waves design and we're going to start out by glittering our tumbler. I'll be using the cut from Peachy Olive Glitters for the entire tumbler. So we're using a 30-ounce skinny and I spray painted it with a teal spray paint and then I added a super thin coat of epoxy to adhere the glitter. I think I used maybe like 2 to 3 milliliters of epoxy. The cut is a mini chunky, so you don't need a ton of epoxy, but if you're going to use a chunkier cut, I would recommend using just a little bit more to help your glitter lie flat and make your epoxy coats a lot easier. I let the epoxy layer dry for a couple hours and then I went in and sealed my glitter using a 50-50 mixture of the CRYSTALAC glitter glue and water, and then I added 2 coats of epoxy to the tumbler. I'm using my Flynn Sisters Fast Cure formula here, and each of my 2 first coats were 25, maybe 30 milliliters, and once those were cured, I went in and did a full round of sanding. So here you can see my cup has been sanded and it's as smooth as can be. So now we can add our rainbow stripes. The vinyl I'm using here is from the Vinyl Cottage and it's called Retro Rainbow. And then we've also got a Vinyl Cottage decal that we're going to add a little bit later. So for this design, I was thinking I would cut out the waves and then apply them to the cup. And I decided that I wanted to wrap them around horizontally, but I think it would be really cute even if you decided to go vertically with the stripes. However you want. I just wanted to show the glitter through. I didn't want to do a full wrap using this vinyl, but I really like this vinyl. It has that fun retro vibe that you guys know I totally love. So very carefully using my scissors, I'm going to go in and just pick out the 2 stripes that I like the best, that I think will look best with the design, and I'm going to cut them out as smoothly as I can. Once I had the waves cut out, I was ready to apply them to the tumbler. So here I'm just deciding which way I wanted to have them go and where I wanted them to be. So I decided to go with kind of like a stripey design here. Like you can see it kind of looks stripey. I don't know. I'm going to put these on my tumbler the same way that I would apply like a full sheet of pattern vinyl. So I'm going to wrap it around and then I'll remove a little sliver of the backing to adhere it, and then I'll push it onto the cup using my vinyl scraper. I am going to trim these down once they're applied to the cup. I want to trim them so that it looks like the wrap is seamless. The waves are not seamless, like they will not match up perfectly no matter how you apply them to your tumbler. So we will need to do a little bit of finagling to make them look right, but you can absolutely do it. So once I've got the vinyl applied, I'm going to take my craft knife and I'm going to just trim down these sections of vinyl. I was able to kind of get things to line up and like curve naturally, which made it better. I did have to work with the vinyl towards the end a little bit, but it worked out and everything looks, in my opinion, pretty seamless. So you will have to work with your vinyl, but it can be done. So starting off with my craft knife, I'm going to cut off this little part of the purple that doesn't line up, get rid of that, and then I'm going to go through and actually cut out a little section of each color so that it looks like the seams are lining up. So as you can see on one end, the colors are lower than the color that they should be matching up with, if that makes sense. So I'm going to cut out like a little divot to show the color underneath and make it look like they're all flowing together. So you can see what it looks like and what I'm doing here on screen. I'm just cutting out the lines that overlap to make the stripes look like they're actually flowing together and blending rather than having that harsh stopping line where the seam is. Because again, my goal is to always make things look seamless. I want you, when you look at one of my cups, to be looking for the seam and not be able to find it. After the first stripe was applied and the seam was semi-camouflaged, I added my second stripe and I did the exact same thing. The process was exactly the same. I did have a lot of trouble with this second stripe. I ended up taking it off and reapplying it probably like 3 or 4 times. I just had a lot of trouble trying to get the seam to line up to a point where I could cut it and trim it to make it look seamless. So I was really frustrated with this, but just goes to show that nobody's perfect. We all struggled. I did eventually get the vinyl to a place where I could work with the seam and kind of camouflage it a little bit, so I just did that with my craft knife. I just tried to make those top and bottom lines flow a little bit better together. And once I did that, I was ready to move on and add a couple little extra vinyl elements to tie the whole design together. I cut some lightning bolts out of silver textured metallic vinyl and I just placed them by hand kind of sporadically throughout the design. I put some on just the vinyl, I put some like half on the glitter, half on the vinyl. I really just wanted to tie the whole design together and bring something onto the tumbler that would unite the rainbow stripes and the glitter, if that makes any sense. So I did a few of those all over and then I was ready to apply some epoxy. I didn't do epoxy between the rainbow waves and the textured metallic lightning bolts because they're the textured metallic vinyl. They're not going to show the lines of the vinyl, so the pattern vinyl, I mean. So you can just apply these right after applying your pattern vinyl. You don't need to do a coat of epoxy in between these two steps. I did though apply a coat of epoxy in between the pattern vinyl and our decal just to make sure everything was super smooth and shiny. You guys know the deal. We have to do a smooth and shiny coat before we apply a clear decal. And the decal we are applying is a clear one. It is from the Vinyl Cottage and it says "Take the World by Storm." It also has those little lightning bolts in it, so the design kind of all flows and goes together. Right now I'm just looking for a place to put it, and there was this area on the wrap where I just didn't really like how the colors met up. I didn't love how I trimmed up that red part of the stripe, so I decided to cover it up with my decal. So for this decal, I'm going to tape down one end of it, and I'm going to use the hinge method to apply it because I want to make sure that I get it exactly where I want it so I can cover up that spot that I'm not super fond of. So once I've got it exactly where I want it, I'm going to put that piece of tape down and then I'll peel back about half of the backing and I'll cut that away, and then I'll apply that half of the decal to the tumbler first, and then I'll just push away the rest of the backing with my scraper just to make sure that we don't get any bubbles or anything and make sure that everything is placed down smoothly and looks really, really nice. Once I had the decal applied, I was ready to add my final 2 coats of epoxy to my tumbler. So I did 2 coats of the Flynn Sisters Artist Cure epoxy, and each of those coats was about 15 to 20 milliliters, and that was it. This design is all finished. So this is a really easy way to create a really fun tumbler design. It's also a fun way to use pattern vinyl. I know sometimes we just get into the same old routine with pattern vinyl, but I wanted to try and do something a little bit different for this design. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you did like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button too so you don't miss any of my new videos. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. And that's all. Love you. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Made by Manny and Mal. You can join my mentorship group at the website on your screen. I'd love to have you in the Elite fam. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not already so you don't miss any of my new videos. And while you're here, here's another video for you to check out. I want to say a huge thank you to my channel members and my Elite fam members. You guys make this channel possible. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.